Hello my dear students, a warm welcome to our first 8th basic science class. So today we are going to handle our chemistry session. And we all know as well as the first chapter of our chemistry is the properties of matter. I think you all go through that chapter. Yes. So can I ask you something? Yes, before taking the class can I ask you something? Yes. Do you all love chemistry? Yes, there is no need of such a question because you all love chemistry. Because in chemistry there were lot of interesting experiments and activities in it. And you all love to do experiments. And experiments give a lot of knowledge about that session. And it will be a more and more observation skills. And today we are going to take the properties of matters. And so we can start today's session. So we can start our today's session with an activity. Do you all love activities? Yes. So you are seeing many objects around me. Am I right? Yes. Can you please write the names of the objects you see here? Yes, you can do it. So write the names of the objects you see around me. Okay, start. I think all of you done. Yes. And can we go through that objects? And there is a pen there, and a book there, and a pencil there, and a plastic bottle with water, and a balloon filled with air, and yes, a vessel there, yes, and a mirror there. So we all go through that objects. In these objects, there are many materials are present. All objects are made up of different materials here. Can you please give an example? Okay, I will give an example. When we consider this balloon is filled with air and it is made up of, yes, it is made up of rubber or latex. And so we get that the balloon is made up of some or other material. So when we consider the water bottle, it is filled with, yes, water and is made up of, yes, it is present with, yes, plastic. And we also get that the plastic bottle is made up of some or other material. So when we consider other objects, also we get that the all objects around us is made up of different materials or some or other materials. So we are seeing many objects around us in our surroundings, in our house, in our classroom. There are many device materials, and these materials are all made up of different materials. So can I ask you a question? All those materials are exist in physical states. Can you name the three mainly existing physical states? Yes, you can do it. You are familiar with in earlier classes. Yes. Yes, very good. Solid, liquid and gas. These are the three mainly existing physical states. The all objects around us are mainly seen in these three physical states. What are they? Yes, solid, liquid and gas. So can you please give an example in the case of gas state? Yes, very good. In here, there is a balloon filled with air. The air is present in which physical state? Yes, there is a gas state. So it is a gaseous state example. What about the liquid state? Yes, the water in the water bottle. It is in liquid state. So what about the solid? Yes, there are many things example for the solid. Book, pen, pencil are examples of solid. So there are many device materials around you. Can you please classify the objects into solid, liquid and gas in these three property or the physical states? Yes. So you want to classify the objects you see around in the basis of their physical state such like solid, liquid and gas. So now we can do an experiment. I think do you already observe it more and more. And here I am taking a jar with half of water. The teacher taking a jar with half of water. You can observe the water level into it. So now I am going to dip a smaller stone into it. You can see the stone here. So I am just going to dip it into this half of water jar. So you must wash it carefully and you want to tell it what happened to it. Okay, so I am going to dip it into it. So I am going to dip it Before that, we can observe when what happened when a larger stone dipped into it. So you must observe it well, okay? So I am going to dip a larger stone to this water of jar. Now what happened to the water level in the jar? Yes, the water level in the jar increases. What about the smaller stone? Yes, it is increases a small less than the larger stone. So what will be the reason behind it? Yes, when we dip the smaller stone into this jar, the water level increases very less when we convert into the larger piece. What happened? The larger stone immersed. When the larger stone immersed or dipped, the water level in the jar increased much more than the smaller. So what is the reason behind it? Yes, the smaller stone have only a smaller space to occupy in this jar. So it takes small space to occupy. So the water level increased smaller. But in the case of larger stone, it want more and more space to occupy. So when we dip into it, the water level increased more. And the reason behind it is because of in the smaller case, it take more space occupied. What is the space occupied? Is the volume. The volume means the a object takes space to occupy. When the smaller stone dipped into it, it take only a smaller volume. But in the case of larger volume, it is more than the small. So the increases much more than the small, and in the case of small, it increases less than the large. So we get the reason behind. So we get the inference that is when we dip a object into it, it takes place. That is the matter occupies space. We get that the matter occupies space by the experiment. So we get that the matter occupies space. So the matter occupying space will be more or less in the case of volume. So we can do another experiment. From the experiment we get that is the matter occupies space. We can do another experiment. Look at this. Here another experiment. Here teacher taking a jar with 3/4 of water, and I am also taking a tumbler here. Firstly, I have filled 3/4 of a jar with water, and I am going to keep this tumbler perpendicularly in water. So I am going to dip it into the perpendicularly in water. So we can observe it well. So inside the tumbler there is no water drops. So we can perpendicularly immerse it into water. So observe it well. What happened to it? So here, what happened to the tumbler in the jar and the water level in the tumbler? Yes, it is increasing. And do you know, water does not enter the tumbler. What will be the reason behind it? Yes, the water level in the jar increases and there is no water enter into the tumbler. It is because of, do you know it is because of what? I will explain it. It is because of it contains air. In here, inside the tumbler, it contains air in it. And the water level in the jar increases because the air in the tumbler requires space to occupy in the jar, and it takes space to occupy, and the water level is increasing, and there is no water drops in the tumbler, inside the tumbler. It is because of, yes, the tumbler contains air inside it, so the air want to occupy space, and also the water level increases. So here the water level increases because of the tumbler, the air in the tumbler takes place, and the tumbler takes space in the jar. So we get that the air in the tumbler and the tumbler takes space to occupy in this jar, and the water level increases. So we get the inference that is the air occupies space. So also that is the matter occupies space. So we can do another experiment. So in this experiment, here I am taking two identical balloons with filled with equal amount of air. In these two balloons, they have equal amount of air, and in a balloon, I just stick a cello tab here. You can see here, I just stick a cello tab, and I'm tied two balloons in a scale in each distances with a thread. You can see these two identical balloons here. So now I am going to pierce the cello tab stickered balloon with a needle. I am going to pierce it with a needle. So you want to observe what was the balancing and what happened to the balloons. And now I am going to pierce it with this needle. So watch it carefully. So I think you all get the reason behind this. When the air in the balloon decreases or the mass decreases, the balancing of the scale and balloon also lost. So from this experiment we get that when the mass decreases, it loses balance, and the inference is the matter has mass. What is? Yes, the matter has mass. So we get that the matter has mass. So now we get that what is matter. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. Here we do three activities to know the properties of matter. From this also we get this what is matter. And now we can complete in a table or activity. Here is your table. You want to complete this based on all the experiments we do. And there is 4 columns in the table. And first one is property, second one solid and liquid and gas. And in the basis of property, there are 3 properties are given. That is, first one is has mass, second one has definite volume, third one permanent shape. And we want to complete this table by taking the right statements in each state, each physical state. So we can complete this table. I also will be helping you. So first one, solid. Solid has mass. It is the right one. So we can get a tick there. Second one, solid has definite volume. Yes, it is right. So we can get a tick. Then third one, permanent shape. Solid has permanent shape. So we can get a tick. Next one, liquid has mass. Yes, liquid has mass. So we get a tick. Next one, liquid has definite volume. Yes, liquid has definite volume. The volume of the liquid does not change when we transfer it to another bottle or anything. It is not changing. So we get a tick there. So next one, liquid has permanent shape. Does liquid has permanent shape? Yes, there is a small doubt. So look at this illustration. So here we are taking a jar with half water. 1 liter water. So we are going to change it into 2 liter water jar. So what is the change of shape is? The shape is changing. The 1 liter jar's shape changed into 2 liter jar shape. The water taking the vessel's shape. So we are transferring it into 5 liter jar. So we are taking the 5 liter jar's shape. So we get that the liquid has no definite or permanent shape. So we get a wrong there. So next one, in the case of gas. Gas has mass. Yes, it is absolutely correct. Gas has mass. So we get a tick there. Next one, gas has definite volume. As gas has definite volume. Look at this illustration. We are taking a 1 liter jar of oxygen. We are changing it into a 2 liter cylinder. And it is taking the 2 liter cylinder's volume. The gas is spreading over in the 2 liter jar. Now we are going to transfer into 5 liter jar. What happened? Yes, it spread all over in the 5 liter jar. So we take the 5 liter jar's volume. So here we get that the gaseous state have no definite volume or no permanent shape. So we get a wrong in the definite way. And also in the permanent shape we get it wrong there. So now we completed this table. So very good and very good. You all observed the experiments very well. So now we can go to another experiment. You are must to observe it well because it is an important experiment and it proves some theories of important properties of matter. So here teacher taking some sugar crystals and a small jar and two spatula here. Now teacher going to pour some water in this small jar. So I am going to pour some water here. So I pour some water into this small jar. And teacher going to add some sugar crystals to this jar. So I am going to add some sugar crystals. So now I am going to mix it well. So all of you watch it. Here I am just stir it well or mix it well. And what happened to the sugar crystals in this water? Anybody can see? Yes. You observed it well. Yes. The sugar crystals in the water is disappeared or it can't be visible. We can't see it. And anybody can see it? No, it is now a simple water only. What happened to the sugar crystals in the water? Yes, it is dissolved in the water when we stir it well. And how can we know that is the sugar crystals was added to this water and stirred it well? Yes, it tastes like sugar. And from this we get that the particles of the sugar crystals dissolves in the water and it provides all over the water, all over in the solution of sugar solution. And we can do another experiment. So here we are using potassium permanganate and water. So teacher can't get the potassium permanganate. So teacher will be play on video and you must watch it and observe it. Okay? I think all of you watch the video carefully and observe it well. From this video what we get, yes, you all get that is when we add some potassium permanganate particles into water in a jar and mix it well or stir it well, what happened? Yes, the potassium permanganate particles dissolves in the water and it is spread all over in the water and the water get that the color of potassium permanganate. Now the water bear all the properties of yes the potassium permanganate. That is the result. The water is in violet color or purple color. So we get that the idea that in the case of sugar solution and potassium permanganate solution, we get that in these two situations, the particles of sugar and potassium permanganate bear all the properties of the same substances. That is, in the case of sugar, the sugar is made up of tiny particles that cannot be seen with our nectars. In the case of potassium permanganate too, it is made up of tiny particles that cannot be seen with our naked eyes. These tiny particles of sugar and potassium permanganate bear all the properties of the substances. So we get that each substance is made up of tiny particles that cannot be seen with our naked eyes. But these tiny particles bear all the properties of the substances. So we get that idea. So you want to do an activity that is you want to observe the objects around you and classify them in the base of physical states that they present. And we studied about the physical states. So we can go through what we learned. That is, firstly we learned that is each objects are made up of materials, some or other materials. We studied more examples too. Next we studied about the physical state of materials, what they possessed. The matter mainly exists in three states. What are they? Solid, liquid and gas. Then we studied that is matter occupies space and has mass. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. And we completed a table of the properties of the solid, liquid and gaseous state. Then we studied about each substance is made up of tiny particles that cannot be seen with our naked eyes, but it be all the properties of the substances. So we study more about the properties of matter in our next classes. So till then, bye bye students. Have a nice day.